Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to continue our lesson yesterday, which was writing a story. Let's take a look again about the lesson outline. We did discussion and we talk about the task completion, style organization, also language and style, which is formal and informal. Also here we talked about time linker. Now we are going to talk about outline, how to prepare yourself to write a story. Okay, and then writing a task. Okay. Let's take a look again for this exercise. Yesterday, I answered the exercise in a rush, but today I am going to talk about every sentence. Look at the first sentence. And you must to read the sentences and understand what does it mean, because since and when has the different meaning. So in this sentence, the since is better than when. Okay, because the action starts from the last time, and since that time it starts and not stop again. Okay, for the second one, usually we use in the first, or in the beginning, or initially, okay? But we don't use before in the first. But maybe we can use before here, but read the sentences and try to link the time with the sentence, because before and after will change the meaning of the sentence. Okay, here I also use initially, because also here before we need for time clause and main clause to describe the condition of before. One story here in 3, you can find, read the sentences again. Okay, the message of children never talk to strangers. That's Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood is a story about a girl speak in of adventure. A girl giving message to give message to, or send message to the children, never talk to the strangers. Now we have hardly or gradually. I am confused to choose this one or this one. I must try to, or sorry, I must read the second sentence. The story starts becoming more focused on action than on adventure. So this is continuing up for the story, because the story was here, where is it? Yes, in the decision and about the girl, and now it is continuing up to do some more actions. Gradually, I use gradually here because there's more actions and more sequences, but the moral means ethic, which is considered by the community, by the community, that's good behavior, and it's related with good behaviors. Okay, still remind here, meanwhile or after. I told you here also, after and before will give the another meaning for the sentence. Meanwhile, and the same time, comic books started being released. So meanwhile, released, and the new base of teenager was created. A new pace of teenager, pace, like we use here in the verb, there is a base form, which is the student to start or to publish your what you want to do. Okay, the last one or before that, we have next and by the time. There's a process here. If you read, they rewrite. There's a process. Sorry. There's a process here. They rewrite to make it adventurous and to fit their own characters. In the last, we have than and before, but when you read the sentence, you will choose before, because remember that the story, it was based on also lived an adventure before it reached you, or than it reached you. No, it's before it reached you. Okay. Now we are going to talking about outline. Outline is very important here. When you want to, or when you start to write a story or essay, article, email, you must have an outline to arrange your idea, to organize your sentences, to use adverb and adjectives and time linker, etc. Here we will, in introduction here, we will describe the setting of the story. Setting of the story, where, when, what happened. And introduce the main character, who are or who were with you in the story. Who is the character in the story? Your friends, your brothers, etc. Describe feeling at the beginning of the story. What was or what were their feeling at that story. Okay. Main part is very important also, because in this part you will describe the story from the start to the end, and the consequences or the development actions. Last one, conclusion, describe outcoming of the story. This one, you can find it also in the main paragraph, okay? Make a brief comment. Give me your opinion. Give me your opinion. Give me brief comments that reflect your point of view about the story or on the story, okay? Here we have writing task. Now go to page 38 in your workbook. An international, here there's a question here, an international online magazine is organizing short story competition. Okay, and you have to, and you have decided to take part. The competition rules say that the story must begin with the following words. Your story must begin with this word, okay? This is Michael. This is Michael. You can use Ahmed, Saeed, Ali, whatever you want to use, okay? And this is a name of the person. Michael didn't really like adventure. He doesn't like adventure, but that day he had no choice. There is a story behind this sentence. And there is exciting, I think, story behind this sentence. And these sentences are called hook. You start your story or your article by sentence like this one to attract people to continuing reading your story or article or essay. There is some tips are very, very important to use when you write. The first one, you should keep the plot of the story fairly simple, okay? It must be easy, okay? And use easy vocabulary. The story should continue from or end with the prompt sentence, the sharp sentence. Start with the continuity and or end with the prompt sentence, okay? The story should be organized in paragraphs. How many paragraphs? We have 3 paragraphs. Interesting. Introduction, we need for introduction, and appropriate ending, okay? And also the main part. You should use informal language that we use with friends and with relatives, or consistently neutral language. Consistently neutral language, that means used language as neutral means, neutral means you are not with this side and not with this side. You are fairly in the middle. Okay, that means neutral language. And after that, you should use past. Don't forget, guys. Past, simple, past, progressive, past perfect. And past perfect, we have past perfect simple. We have also a progressive. Okay, these are time tense that we use only in the story. You should use time linker. Time linkers is very important to indicate the sequence of the events. What happened after that? After that, what happened? Okay, it can combine two sentences to give you the time for the action and give you the sequence of events. Also, chronological order. The things, the actions that happen in the morning, it's come before the action that happened in the afternoon, and also come before that action that happened in the night. Okay, also at night, sorry. Also, you should try to create an appropriate, as I told you before, suitable atmosphere by using direct speech. Using direct speech, question, exclamation, variety of adjectives and adverb, and vivid vocabulary. Here, direct speech like what? Like direct and indirect. Use direct and indirect speech. Also, like indirect, like shark in the first story, and we can use indirect as I told him, he said, he told me. Also questions. Okay. Also exclamation in the last story. He used exclamation with shark when he said shark, exclamation. And adverb vocabulary. Okay? For linking, this is very important. Appendix I. Appendix I is very important for linking words and phrases and other expressions, phrase that you can use. We will take a look, okay, but after we finish this part. Okay, brainstorm idea. In page 38 in your workbook, there brainstorm idea. It's very important to put your ideas, put your sentences, what you want to say, all of them write it in this page. And it's divided to three boxes. The first one is introduction. What you need to write in introduction. The first question is, what is sitting? Means where, when, where, etc. Setting of the story, time, place, characters. Tell me who are or who were with you in the story. I want to know all the characters in the story. Also, the feeling. Give me the brief of the story in the beginning of the story, in introduction paragraph, okay, to continuing reading your story, okay? After that, in paragraph 2 or part 2 and 3, we have in these paragraphs, maybe you can use 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, it's up to you. What happened first? Start your story. Okay, tell me your story from the beginning to the end. Try to give me the tiny details, try to give me everything happened in consequences, okay? How was the story developed? In last story we use gradually, and the story after that. What happened in the end? And this part can use in the conclusion. Can use in the conclusion. Okay. What happened in the end? Okay. We first developed and end. This is the story at all. How did this is very important. Feel during the development of the story. I need their feeling during the story, from the beginning to the end. Okay? And lastly, conclusion. What was the outcome, result, or consequences of the story? Could also be included in the main part. This one may include it in the main part. And the last one is, how can you comment on your story? Usually in conclusion, I need your opinion and comments. Okay, in page 39, I think, yes, in page 39, write your story in this page. 3 paragraphs, introduction, main part, conclusion. 3 paragraphs, write your story in this page. I have an example here. I try to make a story. In introduction here, what is the setting? I write, it happened a few weeks ago in the gymnastics center. Okay, John is character, and this is the where and when. Okay, now after that, in the second sentence, I give the brief explanation about the story. John's car was stolen while he was practicing some exercise in the gymnastics center. His brother Michael tried to help him to find the car. Michael was worried because John had spent a long time to collect its prize. Okay, I give you the start and the end of the story. In the main parts, I try to explain the story. First one, what had happened in the first. He called, Michael got a call from his brother John to tell him that car was stolen. How was the story developed? Now, I will give you the sequences event. Michael told his parents and decided to go direct to the police station to report a stolen car and etc. Give me the development of the story. This is not enough. You need for more than 2-3 sentences to complete your story. What was happening in the end? The car parked in the garage while Michael rushed quickly to search for the car. Like here, rushed quickly, adverb. This is adverb. It's very important to use to give the condition of the sentence. Here in the lastly, the parents completely broken, completely describe the action. They are completely broken because they think the car will not back again. Conclusion here, what is the outcome? I told you, you can use this sentence in the main part and or in the conclusion. It's up to you. How can you comment for the story? Give me the comment. He asked his brother not to tricks again. Not to do tricks again. Okay? This is an example and a sample of outline for writing a story. Lastly, guys, story link and words. In Appendix I, there is more links. It's very, very important to take a look on this side in your book. I think, I don't know exactly what's that number of the page, but it's in Appendix I. This is the time. All of these related to time and concessions, contrasts, which can be contrasted. You can use these words in the beginning or in the middle or between sentences. Results and consequences, you can use also these words and phrases. It's very important to use one or two or three of them. Causes and reason, why, because of, or since, or due to, or owing to. Emphasize, to make sure, in fact, actually, etc. And strangely enough. Lastly, expression phrase commonly used in a story writing. When you want to write a story, these are beautiful phrases and expressions to start your sentence. You can use it was a good to be true. It was sight for sore eyes that many will cry. I couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't believe my eyes. And continuing. I couldn't believe my luck. Also as a luck, etc. There's a lot of them. For example, in a good mood or in a bad mood, or it was in a good mood, in a bad mood. Here I was left speechless. I don't want to speak. Unfortunately, to my surprise, all of them you can use in the beginning of the sentences as a phrase or expression. That will make your story vivid and exciting. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Please go to page 38 in workbook and try to create your own story. Don't forget, it's very important to use linkers and adverb and adjective. Adjective. See you next time, inshallah. Goodbye.